2024 presents massive opportunities for us local South Africans to make some extra money through online side hustles. And given the current shocking unemployment rate of South Africa, we need to seek and seize opportunities that expand past our local borders. Now, I've personally tried my own hand at many different side hustles over the years. Some who failed and some who succeeded. And in 2023, I managed to make well over 300,000 Rand from my various side hustle income sources. So in today's video, I'm going to share some of the business ideas that I think have a lot of potential this year to try and help out those who want to build a better life for themselves and their families. And no, I'm not going to try and sell you some sneaky course at the end of the video, nor will I try and sell you any dreams. The information that I share on this channel is based on my own experience and knowledge of what will actually work in the real world. Building a business takes a lot of time and hard work. If you're looking for some get-rich-quick scheme, then I'm not your guy. Alright, so before I share the 4 side hustle ideas, we need to discuss something important. If you want to make money in this world, you need to provide value. The amount of money that you will make in life is directly proportional to the amount of value that you contribute to society. So if you want to make more money, you need to find ways to add more value, and in order to do so, you need to develop skill sets which will enable you to become more valuable. Think for a moment. Why does a neurosurgeon get paid way more than a cashier? It is not because the neurosurgeon is necessarily a better person. It is because he has spent many years getting qualifications, experience, and skill sets to perform a very specialized job that very few other people in the world can do. On the contrary, almost anyone can become a cashier, and hence why the pay is so much lower. It is basic economics of supply versus demand. And if you understand this simple concept, then you will learn how to become successful. Now, South Africa has many problems, no denying that. But because of this very fact, this also presents loads of opportunities for solutions. And guess what? If you can solve someone's problem and you can package it in a way that is both convenient and accessible, then you will realize that the opportunities are actually plentiful in this country, and you will start looking at the world through a very different lens. We don't have it easier. We often have to work twice as hard as others in developed countries just to make ends meet, but that also cultivates a strong culture of grit, tenacity, and sheer hard work, which, if combined with the right skill sets, can become very powerful. We need more entrepreneurs in South Africa to build businesses, and hence why I will do everything in my power to try and help you guys do this through my social influence. This information is freely available to everyone. All I ask is that if you find it helpful in any way, to clap that like button and to share it with one friend. Right, so let's jump into the 4 opportunities for 2024. First up is content creation. Now, back in 2020, when we were all homebound thanks to the Corona Goga, viewership on platforms like YouTube saw a massive spike, as you know, we had nothing else better to do.
But also when people saw, they put saliva on the paper.
So I then saw that other content creators in the US like Nate O'Brien, Graham Stephan, and Andre Jeek were making massive bank by posting videos online. I did not know that this was actually a career path, and as a veterinarian at the time, it absolutely blew my mind how much these oaks were earning just by making weird faces and chatting ball for 10 minutes a week. It was also at this time that I wanted to improve my own financial literacy, so I was completely hooked on these finance-related channels. But then I also saw that there were very few South African-based channels, and this made me realize the incredible opportunity that was in front of my eyes. South Africa is always 3 to 5 years behind countries like the US and the UK. But instead of complaining, use this to your advantage. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. See what worked in developed countries, conceptualize it, and bring it to a local audience. That is exactly what I did and how this YouTube channel was born. Almost 4 years later, I now have a fairly strong audience and social media presence, which complements my business and passion as a financial planner. The video that you see here today is the result of trying to improve my content creation skill sets by only 1% at a time, 212 times. That is how many videos I've produced to date on both my YouTube channels, which recently surpassed 20,000 subscribers each. I've seen more growth on this YouTube channel in the past month than what I did over the entire first year. Just like compound interest, your efforts and skill sets will also compound over time as long as you put in consistent efforts. Now, contrary to what many online gurus would tell you, there is no magic bullet to growing a YouTube channel. You only need to do two things: make videos that people want to click on and keep them watching for as long as possible. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Your first video will suck. Get over it. Mine did, and I still cringe watching back at it. Communicable versus non-communicable. According to dictionary.com, and it is supposed to be like that, it means you are making progress. Don't worry what others will say about you when you put your face on the internet. Most people are actually very encouraging and want to see you succeed. And those who don't matter. You also don't need expensive equipment. I started with just my Huawei P30 Lite phone and then gradually built out my studio over the years with the money that I made from my YouTube channel. You can also just start with your phone. That is perfectly fine. In a world with close to 8 billion people, chances are good that there is a crowd that is interested in what you have to say. You don't need to be an expert on a subject matter. You just need to know 10% more than someone else to share your knowledge and to help them. That is how I got started. I did not have a fancy finance degree when I created my first finance video. I just shared what I learned every week and documented the journey. You can also do this in almost any niche. Find something that you are passionate about and start sharing your message. Do this consistently for 2 years and you will see results. Now I am seeing more and more South African channels popping up, which is incredibly motivating for me. There's not a lot of competition yet, but this might soon change. So if you were contemplating starting your own YouTube or TikTok channel, then I only have one thing to say to you.
Do it! Just do it!
Now I know not everyone wants to put their face on the internet, which is perfectly fine. Whilst I would encourage building a personal brand in today's digital age, this is definitely not the only way. When gold was discovered in South Africa in the late 1890s, who do you think made the most money? The gold diggers?
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
No, actually those who supplied the hammers, picks and gold pans. The content creator economy is booming and companies are starting to realize the massive value of influencer marketing. Attention is the new world currency. And if you don't want to be the person digging for gold, then be the one supplying the pick. So what do I mean by this? As a content creator, it actually takes a lot of work to produce a video. There's the topic ideation, scripting, filming, editing, distribution, and sometimes there's also a bit of brand deal negotiations and social media management. It takes me on average a good 10 hours to produce a video like this. And seeing that I've now reached a point of growth, I am looking to outsource that part that takes the most of my time. And this is where the opportunity lies. If you don't want to learn all of these skills, pick one and get really good at it. Some high earning skills include copywriting, filming, photography, editing, thumbnail creation, social media management, converting long form videos into short form content, creating newsletters, and matching sponsors to influencers. Practice for free and build up a resume. I would personally always prefer to hire a local South African when I'm outsourcing my work, as it is quite expensive and a bit inconvenient for me to pay a guy in India or Pakistan in US dollars just because of our crappy rand.
Rand, by the way, is the South African funny money. It's the currency, which is completely useless now.
And with the wave of new South African content creators growing, I foresee a whole new industry evolving over the next couple of years. Now you can watch free tutorials on YouTube or invest in a Skillshare subscription to increase your knowledge. But remember, the only real way of improving your skills is to actually apply them. Going to the gym and sitting in the corner watching others won't make you a spiertier. In fact, it is a bit frowned upon. You need to actually get up and go lift some weights. Now you can create a profile on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr, but in my experience, these are already flooded with competition with freelancers racing to the bottom with their prices. If it was me, I would DM local creators in South Africa with more than 10,000 followers or subscribers and offer to do a project for free. Now you need to understand that these oaks get many messages per day, so don't expect every single one of them to say yes. Remember, first add value and then you might get paid. It is tough getting your first client, but do a good job and your network will grow through referrals. Always offer more than what is expected from you and you will stand out from the crowd. You oftentimes only get one shot with these creators, so make it count. Next up is building a social media marketing agency. Now be careful of this one, as there are many social media gurus who will try and sell you expensive overpriced courses on this topic. In my opinion, you can find everything you need to learn for free on platforms like YouTube. But essentially, what this means is to go to local businesses in your area that does not yet have a website and offer to build them a social media presence. We are not living in the Stone Ages anymore, and brick and mortar businesses are starting to realize the importance of content marketing. You do not need a degree in graphic design to create a website. There are many AI tools available these days that can make this process a lot easier, and local business owners will likely be willing to pay good money for someone who can bring in more customers through their doors. You can even take this a step further and offer to list their items on an online shop using a platform like Shopify. This will help them reach a whole new pool of customers which are not limited by physical location. And if you can get good at running Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok ads, then you can build a powerful empire. But even without paid ads, if you can create good short-form vertical videos, then you essentially have access to one of the most untapped marketing sources available in South Africa at the moment, namely TikTok. Again, you just need to use your phone, and if you can create viral content that converts to sales for a business, then you can make good money. It is all about the return on the investment. Provide more value and get paid accordingly. Last but definitely not the least is becoming a seller on Amazon. Yes, Amazon is set to launch in South Africa in 2024, and we are currently witnessing the dawn of a new era of e-commerce explosion in South Africa. There is no shortage of videos of young American lighties making crazy amounts of money on Amazon in America, and although this was quite a restricted market for South African sellers in the past, it is going to offer a massive influx of opportunities in the next couple of years. Again, study what worked well overseas and then come and implement it over here. If you can be on the forefront of this new e-commerce revolution in South Africa, then you will be very well positioned to build a strong business. You don't need to be an expert. Start learning and document your journey on YouTube or TikTok. This is exactly what these American mushimanis did 5 years ago, and now not only do they have profitable e-commerce businesses, they also have a very strong social media brand that sends massive amounts of traffic and sales to their sites. You can also learn how to sell on Takealot, and whilst I do not personally have any experience of this yet, I know that based on my research, this is definitely not a saturated market yet, and with Amazon entering the picture, this is a golden opportunity that you should not sleep on. You guys can quote me on this one. In 2 years' time, those who did not take action after watching this video in February 2024 will regret missing out on what I honestly believe are once in a lifetime opportunities. So good luck and be safe out there, kids.